Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is the place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live like now, post a new video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, and insightful in any way, shape, or form, or you just want to give this channel some like love. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. In a moment, we're going to be discussing the 15, yes, the 15 sure signs that you need to walk away. The 15 things that mean you need to walk away from a dating scenario or relationship scenario or dating and relationship scenario. So if you didn't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives 47 Asexual Stories book. I'm also the founder of Asexualise.com, the founder of Asexualise Academy, and I'm an asexuality coach specializing in dating and relationships. And as you know, I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. So tonight I'm talking about 15 reasons why you need to walk away from a potential relationship, from an actual relationship, or from a dating scenario that's not serving you any longer. I have made some notes for this. So usually I do ad lib a lot to camera, but I have got my little notepad ready. So I'm going to go through some of these. And as you might have guessed, I recently had to walk away from someone very recently, in a romantic sense, dating a relationship scenario, which isn't the easiest thing to do. Anyway, so 15 reasons why you need to walk away. Number one is the lack of commitment, right? So why is this important? The lack of commitment is so important as a reason for you needing to... Oh, hi, Ralph. Lots of love to you. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you being here. It's been a hard few hours. I'm keeping myself busy. So number one is commitment. If the person doesn't show any sign of committing to you in some way, shape, or form whatsoever, then you need to walk away. This is important because if this person is not going to commit to you, there'll be lots of other people that will gladly take their place. Now, obviously, with asexuality, yes, it means we're 1% of the population. It means we're rarer. And we could get into a scarcity mindset where it means that, you know, no one's ever going to like me as much as they did. No one's ever going to care about me as much as they did. No one's ever going to show me that connection like they did. But at the end of the day, if you were the right one for them and they were the right one for you, they would have given you commitment, right? I know from Ralph's relationship, actually, with his beautiful Sophie, with his beautiful Sophie, that, you know, both of them are hugely committed to each other, right? They're in a long distance relationship and within their own country, and you know, in order to make that happen, they both have to have equal amount of commitment and want to be in that relationship. It's very, very important. If one person wants a commitment, the other person doesn't, it's not going to work. So you have to walk away, because if they're not going to commit to you, it could be like 1 month. Yay, we're great, thank you, Ralph. You know, if you don't have commitment from someone, right, you could be and are wasting your time, right? You're wasting your time. This person may never, ever, ever commit to you, or they may take years or months to commit to you, right? Meanwhile, you're holding out hope for this particular person to commit to you while you're saying goodbye to lots of other people. In regards to this, I actually was interested in a British guy a lot. I liked him a lot. And I even in the last 24 hours, told an Indian guy who even says in his profile he can move countries, that I was interested in the British guys, to stop the Indian guy and pursue me. Now, you know, I like Indian guys, right? So that was a big, big deal for me, right? But, you know, I still had to walk away from the British guy in the end, right? So I'm not going to go to the ins and outs of everything because that's not fair on me and it's not fair on him. And not everything I'm talking about in this video is related to this particular scenario of me personally with this person, right? I've done 15 reasons to walk away, and some of them are relevant to me, and others are completely not relevant, right? But I've put them in there anyway. Like, commitment is relevant to me. Okay, so just to let you know, right? So number 1 is lack of commitment. Number 2 is lack of direction, right? You don't know where the relationship's going. There's no direction. They're not giving you any indication of the end goal, right? In order to have a relationship with someone, you've got to have an end goal, right? You've got to know, is it going to be marriage? Is it going to be kids? Is it going to be living together? Is it going to be like you move in together in X amount of years? Is it going to be like you move for the person next amount of years? Is it going to be like, like when they're going to actually meet you in person, if it's an internet thing? You have to have some direction. You have to know where you're going, because if you don't know where you're going, the whole thing just seems out of control and all over the place and really messy. And, and I like direction and I like clarity, right? If the person's not giving me any direction and any clarity, that to me is just a mind explosion that I don't need, right? I need clarity. I need to know definite, we're going to do this, right? You need to know where the relationship is headed, right? So it's very, very important. So 2 is lack of direction, which is to do with clarity. 3, friends with benefits. Now this could be 2 asexual friends with benefits, or it could be an asexual with a sexual person benefits. Now you might think, how can it be 2 asexuals friends with benefits? Because going back to number 1, if one or more of that people in the potential relationship dating scenario is not committing, it's like being in a relationship without actually being in one, right? And so therefore it's friends with the additional benefit of acting like you're in a relationship but actually not. Now, for the person who likes that because they don't want to stay committed or be committed, that is great, because it's like no strings attached. They don't have to worry about actually being in a relationship, but they can act like they are. And to the other person on the receiving end of that, that's very disconcerting. It's very breeds insecurity. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like you don't know whether you're with them or you're not with them. It's a big, big grey area. Now, personally, I hate grey areas. I know I've got grey asexual qualities, but I hate grey areas, right? And going back to clarity again, really, a friends with benefit scenario is only benefiting the person who's feeling benefit from it, right? The other person can end up like feeling like they're suffering, or feeling like they just know what the hell's going on, and feeling like they're in a zone they don't want to be in, right? So it's not healthy, right? It's a stressful situation to be in. I've been in a number of these situations, what I call the grey zone, right? I've been in a number of them, and I don't like that. I actually don't like dating because of that, personally, because to me, it's kind of like in no man's land. You're not in a relationship, but you I've actually dated a heterosexual guy for 2 months, and it was like being in a relationship with him. I think that was 2017. And in the end we just split up because he wouldn't commit, and also he ended up being a psycho, so it's a good job I didn't commit to him. So I have done some dating, but it's just like, for me, it's just like no good, right? So friends with benefits is just not on. Whether it's, obviously it could be a sexual person as well, because the sexual person could be getting all their emotional needs met by you while still having sex with their partner, but really like having an emotional affair with you. So you've got to be very, very careful of that. I've known quite a few people in my asexual groups that have been like a friend benefit to someone who's sexual, giving the emotional stimuli that they need, that are not getting from their actual relationship that they should be talking about with the person they're actually involved in the relationship with. So that is no good. Number 4, you want different things, right? If someone wants to, for example, go halfway around the world and the other person wants to stay put in their country, that's not going to work. Me, for example, I'm not into traveling. I don't need to travel around the world. It's not my thing. In the UK, yeah. But at the moment, I'm just getting my finances sorted. As you know, that I've got a new sales manager's role now, and really, like it's all about for me, like saving up now and getting my life back on track financially, especially with the economy the way it is at the moment. Lots of people are losing their jobs, and no job is 100% safe. So I think if you're in gone from not in such a good financial position to being a better one, that you have to not go wild with your money, do you know what I mean, and save as much as possible. But when you want different things, it could be like someone wants children, the other person doesn't, someone wants marriage, the other person doesn't, someone wants a mover and the other person doesn't want to move, this type of stuff. So and when someone wants a relationship and commitment and the other person doesn't, again, you want different things, right? It's not good, right? You need to want the same thing. You need to both want to be in the relationship, want to make it work, look forward to seeing each other, be excited about it, and really, really love each other. So if that's not happening, then you have to walk away. Number 5, feeling more unhappy. So if you look back to when you were single, or maybe you're still single, but you're just dating and you're in kind of limbo because you're feel like you're in a relationship, but you're not, but you are, but you're not, if you know what I mean, then, you can end up feeling more unhappy than if you were single in the first place before you met that person, right? And if this is a scenario and you're feeling more unhappy, then they're not the right person for you to be in a relationship with. That person should want to make you happy. That person should want to make you really, really happy. And, they should want to travel to see you as well, right? So if someone doesn't want to travel to see you, I'm going to go on to number 6 now. If someone basically doesn't, they're not prepared to travel to see you, right? Then basically, and you have to convince them to travel to see you, then that's not a good person to be in a relationship with, or potential relationship with. You shouldn't have to convince someone to actually come and visit you and see you. You shouldn't be convincing them to be in a relationship with you. They should naturally want that. Now, I know Ralph, who's in the chat at the moment. Ralph travels miles to see his girl, to see his fiance, right? Ralph travels. Ralph's happy to travel because Ralph gets to see beautiful Sophie at the end of it, who he is so in love with, and so is she in love with him, right? And another thing, I'm a bit old-fashioned, right? I do want the guy to come and actually, drive to see me. I don't really think that a guy should be expecting a woman to travel miles to see him. I am a bit old-fashioned like that, right? Sometimes I don't mind spending a bit of money and going occasionally to see the guy, right? And I certainly don't, I have to say, I do not expect, I do not like any guy expecting a woman to travel countries for him. I have seen a lot of people online, a lot of guys online, and even been asked myself to travel countries. This is a huge red flag and a big no-no. If they wouldn't ask their mother to do that, why should they ask any woman to do that? They wouldn't ask their mother, oh, mother, go and travel blooming X amount of miles to see this person you don't even really know. Do you know what I mean? If they don't expect those standards for their mother, why do they expect it for any woman? Is any other woman less than them, worth than their mother? I don't think so. Ralph, I'm so lucky. Sophie and I never argue or disagree. We have so much we both like and always compromise properly. I travel as it's easier for us both, 200 miles. Yeah, that's really nice, Ralph. You see, I don't have a car, so at the end of the day, I think if a guy's got a car, he can just jump in a car and come and see me. And people travel absolutely miles for my meetups, as you know, Ralph, because you attend my meetups. People travel hundreds and hundreds of miles to my meetups, including my best asexual friend Sam, who's actually coming down to spend the day with me next Wednesday for their birthday, And I think if my best friend can travel 200 miles each way and come for the day to see me, right? And someone's got a car, they don't have a car. The least someone can do with a car, if they're really interested in me, is get in the car and drive down here and see me. Again, if you have to convince someone to do that, they aren't the right person for you. You have to walk away, because there will be people like Ralph who, has a girlfriend, a fiance, and will travel miles. There'll be someone for you out there and someone for me out there. that will do that for us because we're worth it, you know? And that leads me nicely on to point number, I've kind of mixed them up a bit here. Right, that one there. What are we on? We're on number 7, people. Number 7. Right, don't value your worth, right? If someone doesn't value your worth, walk away. So this goes back to the previous one of not basically like just wanting to get in a car and travel to see you. There's no reason if a guy's got a car or whatever gender's got a car, but particularly I think if it's in my case because I'm hetero, guy, then if a guy can't be bothered to jump in their car and you have to convince them to do it, and also if they are like basically they don't value your worth, if they take you for granted as well, which was number 8 basically, that they take you for granted. I've mixed these up a bit, which is why I'm renumbering them. So they take you for granted. They take it for granted that you're there for them, and but they don't actually value your worth enough to come and see you. And that is just ridiculous. You need to walk away, right? You shouldn't have to convince people. Like, Ralph doesn't need convincing to see Sophie. Ralph is like in the car, cruising along, going to see his Sophie. And like he says, it's easier for both of them if he does it, right? I don't have a transport of my own, right? And I actually have free parking outside my place. Well, actually, I pay for my parking space within my rent, but I haven't got a car. So any guy who comes to see me actually gets free parking. There's no excuse for him not to come and see me. Do you know what I mean? So, and again, taking for granted is the fact that you're going to be with them. That they can be with you and, not come and see you, need convincing to come and see you, like, don't be committal, don't give you direction, right? These are all red flags to just walk away and leave that person, right? If they are like this, it's not good. It's a very stressful situation, right? So, number, what are we on now? We're on, I believe, number 9. We're on 9 because 8 was taking you for granted. So we're on 9 now, which I'm reorganizing these. Don't know what they want. They don't know what they want, right? This is a huge, huge one, right? If you've got a person who doesn't know what the hell they want in their life, they don't know that they want to be in your future. They can't tell you how that future with you is going to look. They're not going to be able to give you any direction. See how all these are linked together. If they don't know what the heck they want, you have to leave them and let them work it out on their own. It's no good being in a relationship with them or being in a dating scenario if they don't know what the friggin' heck they want, right? You need to walk away because there will be someone out there for you who does, who's strong, who knows what he wants. Or it could be any gender. I'm saying he because I'm hetero, right? There'll be someone out there for you who does know what they want, who doesn't need convincing, who's quite happy to come and see you because you're damn well worth it. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, if you get this type of person, they don't know what they want. You can't possibly know if you're going to have a future with them or not if they don't know what the hell they want, right? You can't possibly, because they don't know what they want, so they can't tell you what they want. And then you don't know if what they want is the same as what you want. So therefore, you're bashing your head constantly against a brick wall, right? You have to leave this type of person alone, right? You have to go from their life. You have to for your own sanity and sake, right? Because there are other people that will know what they want and they'll want you. And that's the type of person you need to be looking for. Right. So where are we now? Number 10. Right. You're causing each other pain. Now, hopefully this is not physical pain and it's not a physically violent relationship, which I've had in the past. But causing each other emotional pain, if, things just aren't going the way they should be going, things just aren't going right, you could end up causing each other a lot of pain. And of course, every relationship usually goes from some sort of pain. Although I think Ralph is having a very special relationship there when they don't argue or disagree. That's really nice. But I think there's going to be probably a little bit of pain in some relationships, especially if you both got past bad experiences, for example. But no relationship or potential relationship or dating scenario should be hurting, causing each other pain and hurt. I mean, that's just not good. It's better to walk away, for the sake of both of you, than cause each other pain. It's no good, right? So you need to walk away. It might be painful initially to walk away, but it's better to do that than cause each other emotional pain and upset. You don't want that, especially if you really do care about the person or love them. You know what I mean? You have to walk away. So that's what you need to do. So number 11, something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right. Now, if something doesn't feel right, it usually means it's not. Now, your gut instinct will tell you. Maybe your tummy's churning. Maybe you're really nervous inside. Maybe your head's spinning all the time. Maybe you're feeling really stressed, anxious, nervous all the time. And, you just know something's not right. I'm an empath, and I'm also very in tune with someone I'm emotionally connected to, and I can feel when something's not right with them or the relationship just because I can feel them, and I can anticipate their behavior, and I can understand their behavior and understand how they are. So I can ultimately feel if they're anxious or worried about something without even telling me, and then I'm waiting for them to tell me. Basically, it's kind of like a gift and a curse at the same time, really. But if something feels off to you, if it doesn't feel right, if it's making you feel nervous and anxious, then Sophie and I are both empaths. Oh, bless you, Ralph. Yeah, I mean, when you're both empaths, you feel each other's pain, and it can be very, very good, but obviously, it can be very difficult as well, because if someone's having a really emotionally painful, upsetting time, it's really hard. And it's very hard to walk away from a person like that as well, if you're emotionally connected to them, because you can feel when they're crying, because you're genuinely connected to them. You can feel when they're crying, you can feel when they're in pain, you can understand what they're going to be like. But at the end of the day, if they can't commit, they don't know what the heck they want, there's a lack of direction there, they're not giving you anything to go on, there's nothing you can do but walk away for your own good. Sometimes you have to just do what's right for you, in spite of understanding the other person and caring about them a lot. It's hard. It's really hard. So something's off. Deal breakers. Now, this is number 12, deal breakers. I should have kind of said this at the beginning, but deal breakers. So basically, if someone wants something that is categorically not acceptable to you, then you have to walk away. So you should be having the hard questions in the beginning of any dating or relationship scenario, the hard-hitting questions like, do you want kids? Do you want marriage? Do you want sex in the case of asexuals? Do you know what I mean? You need to ask these hard-hitting questions like, are you prepared to move? I'm a non-mover, so I need to get a mover. I've even considered recently a long-distance relationship. You can't have a long-distance relationship unless you're absolutely 100% sure that person is right for you and committed to you and giving you some goals to aim for, right? So I even thought about what it would be like if I moved for this particular person, which I don't usually think, as you know, because I'm always saying on this channel that I don't usually think like that. Like, I want a guy to move to live near me. I've been adamant about that for years, but I even considered that for this person, which is very strange for me. But anyway, I did, but there's no point, because if the person doesn't know what the heck they want, they can't show any commitment, they can't show any direction, it's no good, right? So you just have to as peacefully as possible, let them go, and wish them well. So, it doesn't mean to say they're a bad person. It doesn't mean to say that you or them are a bad person. It just means to say they're not the right person for you, or certainly not at the moment. They need to get their act together, sort their head out, understand what they need to do in their life, and at that point in time, at the very least, they're not the right person for you. But you could miss opportunity of someone who is the right person for you by clinging on to someone who's wrong for you. Do you know what I mean? This is what you don't want to do. You don't want to let life pass you by. Life is so blooming precious and short. So precious and short, right? That you can miss opportunities in a heartbeat because you're with someone who's not the right person. I got into relationships in the past, and I was with people for a very long time. I'm happier being single, to be honest with you. I do have relationship anxiety, which doesn't help. get into a relationship or potential dating scenario is difficult for me, and that makes life difficult for the other person as well. You know, to actually, you know, but if they're the right person, they'd be really understanding, caring, and it, again, it doesn't help if you've got someone who doesn't know what they want, because that just breeds insecurity, which brings me on to number 13, which is basically, if the person is doubtful, they're fearful themselves, they don't know what they want, this breeds insecurity. If they are unsure of what they want, it breeds insecurity in yourself, right? So sometimes people go, oh, you're so insecure, right? It's a very, very nasty thing to say to someone, right? Most of the time, the reason a person is insecure is obviously could be because of their past bad experiences, but a lot of the time it's because they're with someone who doesn't make them feel secure, right? It's the job of the person in the relationship with you to help you to feel secure within that relationship. They shouldn't have to make you feel secure within yourself, because you should be as secure as possible within yourself. And if they're not putting you down at all or belittling you, then that's great, because they shouldn't be doing that either, right? And you should walk away if they're doing that to you, right? But if we go back to being unsure, right, which is the 13th reason to walk away, thanks for the thumbs up, then if they're unsure of what they want, they're unsure of themselves, they're unsure of the dating scenario, unsure of the relationship, this breeds insecurity within you. You can't be secure in a relationship with a person that don't know what the freaking heck they want, hasn't got any direction, doesn't want to commit. You have to convince to see you. You cannot possibly feel secure with that person, because they're giving you nothing to feel secure about. And therefore, it's not your fault. Thanks for the thumbs up. It's not your fault, you know. In the past, I would have blamed myself for this type of thing. I would have thought, oh my God, I'm so insecure. Now I don't. Now I look at the other person's actions or non-actions. I look at that other person, how they are with me. I look at their insecurities, their fears, and if they're driving my own. I'm not saying this is a bad person. I'm just saying you can't feel secure with an unsure person. You know, everyone's entitled to be insecure at times, you know, and unsure of things. But if this person is showing you a lot of things that they're unsure about, and basically is you as a person, you know, to be in a relationship with, then you have to walk away, because you cannot feel secure with that type of person, right? You just can't. Because it's literally like you've got this red carpet, right? Or maybe I'll take Aladdin's carpet. You've got the magic carpet, right? And at any given moment, it's going up and down, up and down, up and down. And then that carpet decides to float away, and it leaves you dropping on the floor in a pile in a heap, right? Not very magical, is it really? Do you know what I mean? This is the way it feels. It's like pulling the rug from underneath your feet, right? This is no good for you. You need to be with someone who's crystal clear on what they want, who's a strong person for you, who knows they damn well want you. They're willing to come and see you. They want to come and see you. They're excited to come and see you. They want you to be part of their life. They want you to be part of their future. They categorically know you're the right person for them to be in a relationship with, or they feel strongly that you are. And they'll do whatever it takes to come and see you, be with you, and have you in their future life. If they're not this type of person, you have to walk away for your own good, because you are missing opportunities with other people. While ever you're with the wrong guy, the right guy's not going to show up, right? And I know if you're asexual, it's difficult. It's really difficult. Obviously, I know how difficult it is. You know, I've been looking for the right asexual guy for me since 2014. I still haven't found him yet, right? And I have tried, you know, British guys, right? It's not just foreign guys, but it is British guys, clearly lately, right? And I was pretty into this one, right? So, and even like basically stopped an Indian guy pursuing me. You know, that's a big deal to me, right? And so, you know, it's just they're not the right people. That's not the right person for me. You know, it's sad in a way, but it's happy in the sense that at least I know this person isn't the right person for me, and I've got to move on and be happy and healthy in my own life, right? So, so you know, when someone's unsure about what they want, it breeds insecurity within yourself, and it makes you have doubts, fears, worries, and stresses, you know. And then if they're unsure, they're having worries, doubts, fears, and stresses as well. And you just end up with two massive balls of stress. and worry and anxiety and pain. It's no good. You just have to stop that type of relationship, whether it's dating or whatever it is, right? Okay, so right, so I just touched on it a minute ago, but I'm going to touch on it again for number 14. This is 14 now. Actions speak louder than words. Ralph, you would get there, it would just happen. Yeah, Ralph, it's a bit sad though, because this person had a connection with me and they said they hadn't a connection like that with anyone else before. So I thought that was just happening, but apparently not. Anyway, never mind. It is what it is. Anyway, number 14, actions speak louder than words, right? If the person is saying about doing something, right, and they don't actually take the action to do it, and it's something you really need them to do, then obviously you speak to them about it. But if they still don't take any action, right, and the action is really important to moving and progressing the relationship or dating scenario forward, then you need to walk away. Because all they're doing is talking and talking. You know, like, for example, if someone says about meeting up, great, but are they actually arranging to meet up? Are they making definite plans? Is it possible for them to make definite plans? Right? If someone says, I want to come and see you, are they actually taking the action to do that? If someone says, I really care about you, are they showing you that they care about you? If they say, I really want this relationship to work, are they actually showing you they want it to work and taking steps and actions that foster a healthy, loving environment secure for you? You know, it's same with like foreign guys, you know, that a lot of them want visas, even though I like foreign guys, right? But a lot of the guys, foreign guys go, oh, I'll come over there. It's like, no, you actually come over here first and I'll consider a relationship with you, not the other way around, because actions speak louder than words, right? It's easy for any foreign person or anyone going, oh, I'll come over to your country. As we know, visas are not easy to get, right? Especially not at the moment. So, you know, don't be fooled by this scenario. You know, actions speak louder than words, right? If someone says, I'd like to have another date with you, but they don't actually set the date for that date, again, you need to talk to them about that. And if you're having to chase them for dates with you, again, that's not a good person. You need to walk away, because it means you're trying to convince them of a date with you, right? Someone who's really interested in you should be setting next dates. They should be setting next video chats if you're online dating, right? They should always be planning ahead as well and taking action for you to be in their future. So the actions speak louder than words is also to do with your future. Are they talking about, oh yes, when we go out together here, when we go on holiday together here, when we go here, when we do this together, when we do that together, when you're with me doing this, when you're with me doing that. If they don't see you in their future and they're not talking, you know, and taking the action to make that future happen with you, then again, you know, it's like, why waste your time? Why waste your time in the hope that one day they take the action, right? A person should, if they're really interested in you, they should be pursuing you and taking active action consistently and persistently over a long period of time to bring the relationship together. So if they're dating you, they should be wanting to meet you, wanting to see you in person. Like, it's COVID at the moment, right? But six people can still meet up outside, right? With social distancing. Right, I had an asexual meetup, as Ralph knows, because Ralph was there, and there was 4 of us, right? So there's no excuse for someone to say, "Oh, I can't come and see you," especially if they've got their own car, because they're not actually going in public transport with anyone else. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. So, actions speak louder than words, right? If a person's into you, but they don't actually take the action to show they're into you, you know, it's like sometimes in the past I've had guys going, oh, I'm going to buy you this gift. It's like, well, just go and buy it then. Don't talk to me about buying a gift, you know, unless you're getting my opinion if I'd like it or not. Just go and buy it, right? You know what I mean? It's like just go and do it. You know, like some guys go, you know, they're all charm. They're like, oh, I'll buy you this. Ralph was a great meetup too. It was a great meetup, Ralph, I agree. You know, and some guys I've had in the past, you know, they're all taught. They're like, oh, I've got this amount of money, which I don't care about money, but the only time I care about money is they got enough money to actually come and see me if I live miles away from them, right? But I don't need, I don't need I don't need a guy with tons of money. I have my own money, right? So, it's important that, if someone says they're going to do something, that they actually follow through. I've had guys in the past that go, oh, I've got this amount of money, I'm going to buy you this gift, I'm going to buy you that gift. And it's like, well, just damn well buy it me and stop showing off and bragging if you're that bothered about buying it me. But a lot of the time, they just want to show off and brag. It's all talk. It's hot air. It's rubbish. It's ridiculous. Right. And obviously, number 15 is if this person's broken your 15. I got hands at 15. I'll put number 5, 10, 15. If they've broken your trust, right? And also I'll have a bonus 16. But if they've broken your trust in some way, then a lot of the time it's really hard to get that back. It depends how they've broken your trust. But if they've had an affair with someone, which no one has recently had an affair that I've been talking about, that's not one of the reasons why I've had to walk away at all. But if someone had an affair, for example, then you have to walk away. I don't believe in being with someone who's cheated on me. I can't trust the person, so you need to walk away. There are other people that are honest and that would never cheat on you. So you need to walk away if they've broken your trust. But it could just be lying. I cannot stand lying. If a guy lies to me about any little thing, that is a huge red flag. It's like, you lied about a little thing, you can lie about loads of things. One lie is just a lie to me. That's it. So as soon as someone starts lying about their age or about their where they live, because I've had this on dating apps, asexual dating apps, they lie about where they live, they lie about their age, they lie about what they did and stuff like this, anything like that. I can't be bothered. It's not adult. It's ridiculous. It's just, if they lie and break your trust, do anything to break your trust, you need to walk away. And going into bonus 16, that if they become toxic, right? I mean, the person that I've had to walk away from is a beautiful person. They're absolutely lovely person. They're not toxic at all. They're a very healthy person in many, many ways, So I just want to make that perfectly clear that the guy I walked away with wasn't like this at all. And he's very kind, honest, thoughtful, considerate, caring, person, right? So I just have to make that clear, right? I even said to the Indian guy that I'm interested in the British guy because he's honest, considerate, and kind, So then he left me alone, right? So, this person isn't like this at all. But I'm just saying, because I've had toxic relationships in the past, that obviously if they lie and break your trust, that's number 15. And the 16th bonus one is if they're toxic. So if they're narcissistic, for example, if they belittle you and put you down and make you feel bad at yourself, that is no way good whatsoever. You don't need that kind of grief in your life. You need to walk away from the person, right? So basically there's 16 reasons why you need to walk away from someone there. And it isn't always easy, maybe they just do a handful of those things. Maybe some people wouldn't think that some of those are that bad and other people would. But at the end of the day, if it's causing you emotional upset, pain, stress, distress, unhappiness, insecurity, no direction, non-committal, don't know where you're going, don't know what you're doing in the dating or relationship scenario, you have to walk away. However nice a person they may seem, they probably just need to get their head together, their life together, work out what they actually want. And it's not up to you to mummy them or baby them and be there holding their hand whilst they figure that out, right? You need to let them go. And if they're the right person for you, they will come back to you and know exactly what they want and be super strong and categorically won't give you any doubts anymore. And if they're not, which probably a lot of the time they aren't, they will let you go away from their life and they will stay away from your life. And, and they will let you walk away because they can't live up to your standards or your expectations. And it's important you have to have high standards for yourself, right? It's important that you have the ability to walk away, because if you don't have the ability to walk away, they will just keep doing what they're doing, right? And if you're not happy with it, it will never end. Right, so if what they're doing or not doing, because they might not be taking any action, is making you upset, in pain, stressed, distressed, anxious, nervous, worried all the time, That's not fostering a healthy couple relationship together. That's just breeding maybe a little bit distrust, maybe. It's breeding like insecurity, it's breeding like heartache, it's breeding like not good positive emotions, it's breeding negative emotions, right? And you don't want to do that, right? And you might even inadvertently be doing that to each other. It might just not be, you know, like there's always two people to any dating and relationship scenario, right? You've got to look at it from, you know, the other person's point of view. I mean, I have relationship anxiety, I don't hide that, so that does make it very, very difficult for the other person to be in a relationship or date me, right? That is something that's difficult for them, but I'm very upfront about that. I don't hide that. You know, I tell them up front and what it means and how that needs to be approached, basically. And the right person will be understanding, need that. But the thing with the person who's got relationship anxiety, you don't need another person to be in a relationship with you who's unsure of what they want, non-committal, doesn't have any direction for the relationship, doesn't have the same end goals, or doesn't know what the end goals are. Do you know what I mean? That is not going to help an anxious personality like myself, right? Maybe someone who's laid back and doesn't give two shits, excuse my language, wouldn't mind, but it's not me, right? I need to know where I'm going, where I'm headed, the direction, the commitment, what the person wants from me, how much the person adores me. I need to see that person making things happen, you know, and I need to know that they're, you know, like my friends, my best friends, they're willing to travel hundreds of miles to see me, get on a coach or get on a train, you know, like and they have no problem. I don't even have to ask them or convince them or anything, you know. They even offer to come and see me, you know, they're glad to come and see me. There's none of this nonsense about, oh well, are you going to come and see me? Is it possible you're going to do that? You know what I mean? There's no worry there. I've had a guy come to one of my asexual meetups who's 20 years old. He travelled 12 hours on a coach just to come to one of my meetups and 12 hours back. 20 years old. I think probably he did like me romantically, if I'm honest, because he was foreign, actually in the UK, and he was talking to me about kids. And because he wants kids in a relationship, he was a great asexual. The only criteria he had was he liked a girl with blonde hair. He didn't care about age. And so I have blonde hair, obviously. And, you know, I guess we connected a little bit spiritually. But, you know, he was very great A, demisexual. And basically, you know, he wanted kids and he wanted them naturally. And I don't want kids. And he even said about adoption. So he's saying about compromise. And I said, no. So I'm guessing that he probably was interested in a relationship with me, this guy. Right. But this was a 20-year-old who basically studied and did a part-time job. And he came all the way on a coach to see me 12 hours and 12 hours go out. He came to the meetup, not just to see me. But I think because he hasn't been back since, he found out that I'm not interested in kids or having them at all. I'm guessing it was partly to do with the fact he wanted to see if me and him were suitable for a relationship. I think I met him through ASAP, actually, which is a dating app for asexuals. So, you know, you have to understand that not everyone reveals to you their reasons for doing things, their real reasons for doing things, you know. But, you know, the person I've had to walk away from recently, they are a beautiful person. They have a beautiful heart. I like them a lot. I like a lot of stuff about them. I had an emotional connection with them. And therefore, it's difficult to walk away from this person. But at the end of the day, there's quite a few reasons why I've had to do that. And yeah, there's just for my own good, really, and for theirs, I think. So sometimes you just have to do that, you know? You just have to do it. It is what it is. And it's hard. It's not easy at all. It's really not easy, you know? But you just have to know that you've made the right decision for both of you. That, you know, if things don't meet up, they don't meet up, you know? At the end of the day, I made it perfectly clear that I'm looking for an actual serious, committed, monogamous relationship. Like, for me, a relationship is something I am looking for, even though I have relationship anxiety, because it's one of my life goals, you know? I want to get a decent guy for a relationship. I want to be settled in a relationship, even though it's an unconventional type of settled, because I don't want marriage, I don't want kids, I don't want sex, I don't need to live with a guy. I still want to be having that stability in a relationship now. I still want that companionship and very passionate, non-sexual intercourse type of relationship and soulmate and bestest ever friend. Like, I have best friends, so I'm not lacking in that department. Ralph, I'm here if you need me. Thanks, Ralph. I appreciate that a lot. I'm going to be going to sleep soon if I can get any sleep. I've got work in a few hours' time. I've got to be up for work, but less than 5 hours now. But yeah, it's been difficult. I'll try not to start crying. Try not to start crying. Don't. I'm going to probably, because you know what I'm like, very emotional. Very emotional. Yeah. So I've been keeping myself busy. I've been doing well. I've cleared the stuff up in my flat, so that's been productive. But it's hard, I thought this person is possible. He could be my soulmate and the one, actually, even though he's British. So yeah. But I guess I was really wrong. And I hope he finds a good person for him that he wants living near him. Yeah, that's what I hope. I want him to be happy. It's very important. Yeah. So, so yeah, you have to have the ability to walk away. And you have to do it, because if you don't, that person's just not going to give you what you want, and it's no good for you, right? It's no good for you. I need to be happy. I'm happier being single than in a grey zone scenario, right? And I've got to look for another guy, basically, because a relationship is important to me. I've done a lot of personal, professional development work, and there's different areas of your life. There's spirituality, there's family, there's friends, there's your life mission, there's your career, your finances, and relationships is one of kind of the 7 major components of life that you need to assess what type of relationship you want and how you want it to be. And so, I do want a relationship despite having relationship anxiety. And I think the right person will be fine, and he will breed security within me to do with the relationship, and I think he'll be super strong and know exactly what he wants. And I won't have to doubt or worry or fester or stress or be anxious, because he'll just be categorically clear on what he wants, want the same things as me, willing to travel, willing to move to live near me. And and he'll just be really good person for me. But it is hard. It's very, very difficult letting someone go that you really like. It's very difficult, especially when they're both on the asexual spectrum. Like, it's kind of hard, because it is rarer to get. But never mind, you have to just move on and move forward, and realize that you have to walk away, because if you don't walk away, that person is just going to keep that type of relationship or dating scenario how you don't want it to be. Nothing's going to change, because they're just going to take it for granted that you're just going to stay that way in that scenario with them. They're not going to actually appreciate you for who you are and value your worth. They're just going to be like, okay, well, this person's likes me, so that's the way it is, and if that person's not giving you what you want, then and you're causing each other to be more anxious and nervous and worried. It's not good for either of you. Both of you just need to separate, unfortunately. Yeah. Like I said, this person's a really lovely person. They're not like people in my past. A very lovely person, very lovely heart, very in tune soul. Been there for me quite a bit. I've actually been speaking to them since 1st of June, but we weren't talking so much on one of the dating sites for asexuals. We were talking they were talking to me like 2 or 3 times a week. But since we connected elsewhere, they've been messaging me every single day. But the thing is, it's been like boyfriend girlfriend scenario, but it hasn't actually been that. And so I can't have that. I need clarity. Clarity is power, as they say, because I need to, if this person's non-committal, not sure of what they want, non-directional, then obviously I need to be looking elsewhere for a guy that's damn sure and will just come and see me, and there'll be no pushing there, there'll be no convincing. They'll just want to see me and be happy to, like my friends are. My friends are happy to meet up with me. They want to see me. They want to spend time with me. That's why my best friend next week is traveling, like, for their birthday. They're coming to see me. And they're literally traveling, like, pretty much 200 miles each way just for the day to come and see me. I feel so blessed. So blessed. It's really, really kind of them. And, that makes me so happy, I'm sure if a 20-year-old can get on a flaming coach for 12 hours and come, if a person's got their own car, I'm sure they can just, like, yeah. You see where I'm getting at, don't you? At the end of the day, the person obviously doesn't want to travel that far to see me. They don't want to come that far. It's out of their way. And, I'm kind of like in their way, or a burden like that, or something they don't want to come and see. So, I've had that scenario in the past with friends, where you feel like you're not quite wanted, you don't quite fit in. They're not really wanting you around so much. I think this person really wants me around. I think they love to meet me in theory, but you know what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. And sometimes you just have to walk. Nothing else for it. And wish them to find the love of their life, because clearly I'm not the one for them, and they're not the one for me, sadly. But there you go. Anyway, so yeah, I'm feeling a little bit sad, if I'm honest. A little bit sad, but never mind. It's hard, isn't it? But the right guy would not need convincing. He would want to commit to me. He will want to see me at his earliest opportunity. He would be eager and happy to see me. He'd come and see me as soon as possible. He'd want to push the relationship forward. He'd want to make me super secure. He'd know exactly what he wanted. He'd be super sure of it. And, he just, I would feel like he was strong for me, really strong. And so the right guy needs to be able to have the space to show up, basically. Yeah. So anyway, it's been a bit of an emotional one, this one. But thank you, Ralph, so much for being here. And I think it's really good that you happened to be here, because I was actually thinking about talking about how far you travel for Sophie, because I thought it's very relevant to this video, and there you are actually saying yourself. So it's much more powerful and better that you say it than I do, that you travel 200 miles. It's really, really nice. Do you know what I mean? That you say that, because it's kind of like, some people are like, oh, do people travel that far? It's like, yes, they really do. Like, also, I've got a friend who married their asexual partner last year, so a husband and wife, and he used to travel every weekend to see her before they got married. Every single weekend, he used to go and see her. He didn't expect her to travel to see him. He used to go and see her every single weekend. Without fail, And so that's what he did for his woman, and they're married now. Ralph, 200 miles each way, and I would, even if it was further. Oh, thank you, Ralph. Yeah, that's probably the same distance that Sam nearly comes to see me as a best friend, isn't it? Yeah, and I would, even if it was further. See, that's true love. Do you know what I mean? It's someone who really wants someone in their life and really cares about them and loves them, because they know they're worth it. At the end of the day, I'm obviously not worth that. That person doesn't value my worth enough. Do you know what I mean? And I wish them luck getting someone else. So yeah. But you don't even hesitate. You really don't. You're so happy to see Sophie. There's no, you foster a very secure relationship with Sophie. Obviously yours is long distance, but you foster a very, very loving, caring, committed, secure relationship for Sophie, because she knows that you're always going to visit her, because you make plans in advance to go and visit her. You're always messaging her. You're always happy to see her. You'll always travel miles to see her without any complaints or actually looking forward to it. You're like, and you really understand each other and have a great connection, And so you foster so much security with Sophie. That's why she adores you so much. Because, you're very strong for her. You know exactly what you want. Oh, see my insect totem. Can you see it? Did you see that? Moth on my face. It's there to protect me. Can you see it? Oh, bless it. It's going on my face. It's like moth saves my life again. Yeah, so you foster a very secure, loving, healthy, happy relationship for Sophie. She doesn't have to worry. She knows that you're totally her guy and there for her, and you're always there. You just have that strength about you. Do you know what I mean? I need a guy who's really strong for me. He knows exactly what he wants and doesn't hesitate, and is always making plans with me in advance to see me, and and wants me in his life. Not if I have to yeah, Ralph, yeah, we adore each other. It's good. Sam's got a new partner now, and Sam and their partner are the same. They adore each other. Sam travels to see their partner 2 hours at a time, and Sam doesn't hesitate doing that, and they adore each other. It's like they're so excited to see each other, because their partner actually messages me sometimes, go, oh, I'm excited that Sam's coming, and it's all like happiness and elatedness and excitement to see each other and really wanting to be in each other's lives and knowing they've made a great decision being asexual partners, and and they'll be together forever. I honestly believe that. Like, you and Sophie will be together forever. Sam and their partner will be together forever. They just will, because they just get on so well and want each other in their lives and are so excited. They both say similar wording to me about the other. Oh, Sam, I'm here just in time. My partner is amazing. You are here just in time, Sam. That's incredible. How did you know? That's because you're in best friend soulmate mode. That's really nice. Oh, yeah. That's really nice. That's lovely, Sam. Yeah, so I'm talking about Ralph, I'm talking about Sam with their partners. They're so happy, they travel miles and it's no bother to them. It's a joy to them, It's a delight. And they both have asexual partners as well, and they both, so in love with their partners. It's really good, but I haven't got that, The person that I had to walk away from wasn't feeling like that towards me. They were more apprehensive about seeing me and doubtful and all the rest of it. So you just have to let someone go like that, because Ralph with his partner and Sam with their partner, that is true love. When you're really excited to see someone, when you want to be together forever, when you're driving the relationship forward. Ralph, distance no object. Exactly. It's well worth it, not a doubt. Exactly. You see, both of you are strong. You know exactly what you want, which is your partner, and you're both willing to travel to go and be with them, And that's what it takes to have an asexual relationship, It's really, really important. And so, I'm so happy you're both here, because, it proves as well, because obviously I did a video a few days ago about, dealing with heartbreak, basically. And it was to do with the same person, actually. And I actually video chatted with them, and I thought that everything was going to be okay between me and them. I thought that they really do care about me. They really are into me, and everything would just get better. And they would want to be with me, but no, it's not the case. Not the case enough. Do you know what I mean? Not definite enough. There's just too many doubts there. So, Sam and Ralph really love their partners, and that's what it takes. If you want a happy, healthy, loving relationship, the person's got to be damn sure that you're the person for them and really into you, really excited to see you, wanting to travel to you, and basically just, really appreciate you and value your worth and see the beauty in you always and think, God, I'm so lucky to have this person. I know Ralph is like that with their partner and Sam's like that with theirs. So, you know, and I deserve a really good partner for me, you know. I deserve someone who'll be super strong, who'll know exactly what he wants, who will commit, who will travel and do whatever it takes to be with me. You know, I think it's really, really important, you know. And what's difficult for me is I actually thought about moving in the future, a long way in the future, for this specific person. So that kind of like hurts even more, really. It's like you can't even, you know, you need convincing to even come and see me and can't actually take action to come and see me. Whereas I was actually thinking completely possibly changing my whole life for you in the future. Sam, the right guy will make the effort and you will know they are right for you and they won't hesitate. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, I agree. The right guy will make an effort and you'll know they're right for you. Always here, my best friend. Thank you. Yeah, we're always best friends. That's what I love about me and Sam. Even though Sam's got a partner, we're always best friends as well. And I really appreciate that. I love you so much as my best friend. You know that. I really appreciate that. It's really nice. Really nice. Like, it is a bit traumatic for me at the moment, if I'm honest. It's like I've started a new job and had a potential new relationship that's actually gone the opposite way. And so it's kind of a lot of change going on in my life at the moment, which I'm finding a bit difficult. You know, the new job is very hard on my fibro body, I have to admit. There's a lot of cleaning involved and there's a lot of other stuff that you have to do. It's kind of very stressful. You know, that doesn't really help the situation, you know. So yeah, but I think everything's going to come good in the end and everything will be fine. I just haven't met the right asexual guy for me yet. And like I said, I wish this person that I've had to walk away from nothing but love and happiness for them. I hope they find someone more suitable for me. I hope they find someone more suitable for me. I hope they find someone more suitable than me for them, because clearly I'm not, and they're not for me. So yeah. Anyway, it's a bit sad, isn't it? But we have to look at the positives. That person now can relax and be happier and look for the right person for them, and I can look for the right person for me. Ralph, I'm glad your new job is going well though. Thank you, Ralph. Yeah, it's I mean, I've literally got to go to sleep soon because I've got to be up at 7 and it's now 2:19. So I'm only going to get like 4.5 hours sleep, which isn't a good thing actually. But yeah, I'm a store sales manager, but there's a lot of work involved. It's for a company I've already worked for previously. I'm not allowed to say the company public, just so you know. I know you know what it is, but I'm not allowed to say. It's in my terms and conditions of contract that I can't say who I work for, which is very interesting because that wasn't in the terms and contracts before when I've worked for them. I can't say it on social media. I can say it privately, but I can't say it on social media, which is bizarre, but there you go. So anyway, yeah. So it's a company I've already previously worked for before. But the job has changed quite a lot. You know, there's a lot more to it. And it's a big solo store I'm managing. So it's huge. So much clean, like 2 or 3 hours cleaning or more a day. It's hard on your body if you've got fibromyalgia. I'm stood up a lot as well. And I get bombarded with all this different, like, kind of training, but it's kind of like stuff thrown at me, like learn this, learn that, learn the other, learn this. You know what I mean? It's a lot to learn. So, you know, it would help if I had a supportive, loving partner right now, to be perfectly honest with you, you know, but at least I've got awesome friends such as you here in this chat, you know, so because it would help. Yeah, I mean, this person was very supportive, I have to say. They were actually messaging me daily and being really supportive when I've had to start a new job and change my life. So they actually were very, very supportive. I have to give them huge credit for that. A very, very supportive, very intelligent person, very kind, very there for me. That's what makes it even more harder. I've got to walk away from someone who was kind, caring, honest, lovely person, you know. Just for other reasons, I've got to walk away a lot of what I've mentioned. Sam, we are seeing each other in 5 days. Yay! I can't wait. 5 days. Oh my God, that's even better than I thought it'd be. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Happy birthday to Sam. Happy birthday to Sam. Happy birthday, Sam. Happy birthday, the 5th time. to you. Thank you so much. Anyway, I better go because I've got to try and muster up the courage to go to sleep when I'm still upset, which is not going to be easy for me. But I've just got to do it. And I have like about less than 4.5 hours sleep. So it's not going to be a great day. It's going to be hard. Anyway, love you and leave you for now. Thanks very much, Sam, for being in chat. Thanks very much, Ralph. If you like this video, if you found any benefit or use from it, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it if you think someone else may benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that great big bell icon to get notified of every time I go live right now, post a new video. And I'll see you on the next video live stream. Night, Sandra and Ralph. Night, everyone. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.